Welcome back, nail crew. I'm going to do a set of nails today. Now, if you look closely, she does not need her nails done. And I was telling her, I was like, why? Literally, I said to her, why are you here? Yes, I do want to take your money. Yes, I would love for this coin you're about to give me, but why are you here? So this is China. China is an ex-classmate of mine. We went to nail school together. I was in the nail program. She was in the cosmetology program. So cosmetology, if you guys don't know, they do hair, they do nails. I think they do facials and makeup as well. But anyway, little old me was just off to the side just doing nails. So she obviously could do her nails. She did her nails. They look amazing. As a matter of fact, after she scheduled her appointment with me, I was stalking her Instagram because I wanted to see like what she's up to. Like, listen, like guys, okay, listen, okay. She does nails. I felt nervous for doing her nails because I'm like, she's going to critique me if I'm doing something not exactly perfect. She's going to know. Like, I was so nervous. I did not want to do her nails, y'all. I was so nervous. But I was like, at the same time, this is a good challenge. And if I am doing something wrong, she could point it out. So, yeah, I totally stalked her Instagram. Y'all already know I'm a creep. So, I'm a creep, y'all. It's not a secret, okay? It's not a secret. You guys already know. So, anyway, up until this point, she didn't say anything. She was just kind of watching. So, when I was removing her nails, I removed the previous set. I filed them down, and then I soaked them in a little bit of acetone for like 10 minutes, scraped off what I could, and then I left a thin layer of the old acrylic on her nails to protect her nail plate. So, up until that point, she didn't say anything. She was just kind of watching. When I started basing her nails with this gel polish, she was like, okay, what is that? So I'm like, yeah, so she is paying attention. She was like, what is that? So I just kind of explained to her, it's how I prep. And she was like, oh, okay. So hopefully, China, if you're watching this video, hopefully you try it. You prep your nails the exact same way that you normally do, but then add a thin layer of base coat gel. It definitely helps with lifting and adhesion and stuff like that. I love doing nails that way. So if you're watching, China, yes, definitely try it. Also, let me point out, y'all, So China came over with her 2 daughters, right? They're like 18, whatever, like high school age, whatever. But they are so funny. So when you see this table shaking, because you will see, like, there's going to be parts in the video where the table's a little, like, shaky or, like, the camera shaky. I was laughing so hard. Like, these girls had me cracking up. I'm like, what? Like, I didn't even realize that I had so much in common with like 18, 19-year-olds, you know, like we were talking about shows on Netflix to watch. We were just talking about like regular stuff, but it was just so funny. These girls are hilarious. And let me tell you, they had on a mask. Like they came to my house fully COVID-19 prepared. They had on a mask, all 3 of them, China and her 2 daughters. They both had on masks. I appreciate y'all so much for not trying to spread anything, you know. So they had their mask on. And then the 2 little girls both had on their gloves. So I appreciate that. They came in totally like clean. Mask on, gloves on, sat down, did not get up, did not try to go in my fridge, did not try to go to the bathroom, did not try to be extra. I appreciate all that because that's the rule. That's the reason why people that do nails at home, they always say, do not bring no extra people. Don't bring nobody to my house. That's why most nail techs that do nails at home say that, because you get these people that bring friends, bring family, and they want to be in the kitchen, they want to be in the bathroom, they want to be all through the house, and I don't play that. So I really appreciate the 2 little girls that came with her. Well, they're not even little girls. They're like 18, 16, whatever. They came, they sat down, they had their gloves, they had their mats, and they had me rolling the entire time. You hear me? Them little girls was funny. So shout out to y'all if y'all watching. Hey girl, hey. I know y'all not watching because y'all don't like nails. We discussed that. They don't like nails. They're not into it at all. But if y'all just happen to watch anyway, hey y'all, hey. All right, so that's it. Nail crew. I always have a whole story for y'all. One day I'm going to get on here and just do nails and not have a story to tell. I always have a story to tell. Yo, I always got something to tell y'all. So speaking of which, speaking of stories to tell y'all, being that China and I went to the same school, I guess I could tell you guys. And that's part of the reason why I had to cut out the audio, because we was like going in, we was roasting our nail school. So being that we went to the same nail school and most of our conversation was about our hate for that nail school, I feel like now's a good time to segue into my nail school. I get this question a lot. A lot of you guys, even, okay, recently somebody from Jacksonville asked me, she said, I live in Jacksonville, but do you recommend your nail school? Like, I felt like she was alluding to, she lives in Jacksonville, but she would drive to my school if I thought it was good. I was like, girl, do not waste your time. Hell no. School was trash. The school was trash. Now, me personally, I am not a negative person. I am very, very optimistic. I do not like to talk crap about anybody, anything. Like, I'm that person. So it's been a long time. Like, I graduated last year and I still have not said what I wanted to say about the school, because there's nothing really good to say about it. So with that being said, I just kept my mouth shut. But today, honey, we gonna let it out. We gonna let it out. So let me just start from the beginning. Okay, let me start from the beginning. Why I went to the nail school that I went to. I went to this school. Now listen, there's like 3 or 4 nail schools where I live. The reason why I went to the one I went to is called Putting on the Tips. Trash. Absolutely trash. We ain't putting on nothing. But anyway, the reason I went to that school is because the administrator told me the school is open from 8 in the morning until 8 at night. There is no set time. There's no set date. There's no set anything. You come in when you can. You leave when you can. You clock in, you clock out. When the clock reaches the 240 hours that you need to graduate, then you're done. Of course, you have to have a certain number of sets done. You have to have a certain number of pedicures done. You have to pass all your tests and things like that. So, you know, all that included. But anyway, I needed something like that because I was working full time, and the job that I was working at, I couldn't just say, hey, I'm leaving to go do nail school. Like, that just wouldn't make sense. So all of the other schools in my area, you had to be in and out at a certain time. Like, it was very, very strict. This was the most lenient school. The administrator literally told me, you come and go as you please. Okay, so I was like, well, I don't understand how that's going to work. Like, we're all going to be on different levels. But hey, I want my nail license. Like, I want my certificate, so sign me up. So I signed up. Whatever. And it seemed all legit. Like, she took me on a tour around the school, blah, blah, blah. So it seemed legit. It seemed legit. Gave her my little down payment, my deposit. And I was ready to go. So came to school like a couple days later. I had started. And, you know, everything seemed okay. Like, the first few days, it seemed okay. Like, everybody was on their best behavior. I guess the students, we're all adults. So, you know, when you have company, me being a new girl, the company, when you have company, you kind of like on your best behavior. So everybody was like on their best behavior for the first, like, I want to say week or 2. So I will go to work, and right after work, I got off at 6. I will go to work, get off at 6, go right to the school and be there for about 2 hours or whatever, right? The first 2 weeks went great. After that, y'all, these girls in there was just totally disrespectful. Not to me. I'm quiet. Like, I talk a lot on here, but like, when I'm in school, like, I'm paying my money. Look, I'm about to just go. I'm about to just sit in the back of the class, sit in the front of the class. Like, whatever seat is open, I'm going to sit my ass down. I'm going to do what I got to do, because I don't got money to waste. I don't know how y'all paying for this, but I was paying out of pocket. So, you know what I mean? Like, if y'all getting loans and grants and stuff like that, and y'all got time to play and waste money, like, that's okay. But me, we on some different stuff. So these girls, totally disrespectful to the teacher. Totally disrespectful. They cheated on everything. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Period. Point blank. Anybody at the school could check me right now in the comments if I'm lying. Anybody that went to Putting on the Tips when I was there, come check me in these comments if I'm lying. Period. They cheated on everything. You hear me? the way that they cheated too was just disrespectful, because everybody went to school before. Everybody, I don't care who you are, we all cheated on something. It was something you didn't understand. You was in high school, middle school. You was like, dang, I don't remember this algebra formula. Let me write this formula on the back of my hand real quick, so when I take the test, I can remember A equal B times C times whatever, right? Like, we've all done that. Like, let's be honest. But if you gonna cheat, you gotta cheat with some class. These girls were so disrespectful that they would literally get the teacher's book, take pictures of it. Like, just take pictures of the teacher's book and be sitting there doing the test and got their phone right there. Like, they just cheated so openly. Like, the disrespect, like, they wasn't even trying to hide nothing. And then when they offer the answers to you, like, they was like, look, I got the test. You want to cheat? You want to copy? Blah, blah, blah. And if you tell them no, now they mad at you. Oh, you think you too good to cheat? No, I don't. It's not, I don't think I'm too good to cheat. It ain't I think I'm too good to cheat at all. But this, we talk about nails here. Like, it ain't that hard, lady. It's really not. Just apply yourself, darling, honey. Come on. And you don't have to get 100. You don't have to get 100. You could pass with a C. Like, you don't even have to cheat to get an A. You could just study and get the C and be done with it. Like, this is not going on no college transcripts. So when you apply to UF in a couple years, they're going to look at your nail school transcripts and say, oh, you got a C. We can't accept you. Like, nah, it's not even like that. So that's why I didn't understand why they were cheating the way that they were cheating. But when I tell you, oh my gosh, they was like going in. You would just be like amazed. And I felt like the teachers, honestly, no shade, but I felt like the teachers knew that they were cheating. They definitely knew who were cheating. They knew. But it was like, what were you going to do about it? These girls were so loud and like rude that I feel like the teachers, honestly, were intimidated. Like, if they said something to these girls about cheating, obviously they're going to deny it. And then it's going to be a whole rah-rah situation in the class. So I felt like the teachers just didn't care. The administrator didn't care. Nobody cared about nothing. It was literally a free-for-all. You were supposed to do, let's say, 10 full sets before you graduated. I don't remember the exact number, but let's just call it 10. So whenever you had a client come in, you would do their nails, and then you would go to the log or the book and write down, you know, how many sets you did for the day, blah, blah, blah. These girls ain't have nobody coming in their chair, but you go check their book, 3, 4, 5 sets. We didn't even have 3, 4, 5 people come in today total. We ain't have nobody come in today. How you got 3, 4, 5 sets, darling? I'm so done with y'all. I'm like, what? Yo, I was so frustrated, girl. I was just so through, because I'm like, yo, I started to question myself at the end. Like, yo, maybe I need to be writing 3, 4, 5 sets so I could get up out of here. Because even if you had your 240 hours to graduate, you still couldn't graduate if you didn't have your sets done, your pedicures done, your takedowns done. Like, there were skills that you needed done before you graduated. So here I am coming up on my 240 hours, and I still needed skills to be done. And I'm thinking, shoot, do I need to go ahead and end this book and write down 5 sets for the day? Like, what's happening? But I'd be so scared to do stuff like that, because I feel like the day that I do that, that's the day that they checking stuff. Now I'm kicked out the program, you know? So I'd be so scared. I'd be so scared. So anyway, that was issue number 1, y'all. That was issue number 1. Issue number 2 was, this is a 240-hour program, okay? So that means you could be in and out in as quick as 3 months. As a matter of fact, it was a mother and daughter duo that came in there. Y'all, if y'all watching, hey, y'all, I know y'all used to watch me when we was in school. I don't know if y'all still watching me now, but if y'all are, hey, y'all, how y'all doing? So anyway, this mother and daughter duo came in that class, and let me tell you, they was in and they was out 3 months. So I know that it could be done if you wanted to. Let me tell you, they was not playing. They did not come to play. They was there when the school opened, and they left when the school closed. Okay? Like, they was not playing. So it could be done. But there was people in there, this 240-hour program that could be done in 3 months. Let's just say 6 months if you're a busy mom, right? Or a busy dad. Let's just say 6 months. So there were people in the program for going on 2 years. How do you, as a teacher, as an administrator, let these children, women, men, who the hell ever, how do you let them keep coming to the program? Like, what are they doing? A 1 hour a day, 30 minutes a day? Like, what is really going on? 2 years? I wish I was lying. Check me in the comments if I'm lying. If you went to the school and you think I'm lying, check me in the comments. That's what I need you to do. Check me in the comments. I'm not playing today. I'm not playing today, y'all. I'm not playing today. People's been in there for 2 years. How? How does that happen? That's because they really didn't care. They didn't care. The teachers didn't care. The administrator didn't care. Everybody was just doing what they wanted to do. It was a whole free for all. So that was issue number 1. And that was issue number 2. My other issue was, so when you pay for the program, you are also buying a nail kit. Okay, so we ended up, spending a couple $1,000s. You think you about to, have everything you need to practice. No, ma'am. No, sir. We got one little Young Nails acrylic kit. So we got one little acrylic kit from Young Nails. Okay, that was it. That was it. Everything else we had to buy on our own. So as soon as that monomer was done, then you were done. You just had to get on Amazon and buy something else. Like, that was a wrap. We hardly had any supplies at the school. I think we had one drill at the school. The drill didn't work, so everybody had to bring their own drill. We had a couple lamps at the school. Those lamps did not work. The lamps was for show. The drill was for show. We had like 1 or 2 practice hands for the school. They didn't have the tips to go on them, so it didn't work. Everything there was just for show. So when I came in my first 2 weeks, I didn't know what was working, what was not working. I just saw we had supplies. So I was like, okay, great. No, everything was for show. That's why I ended up getting Nala. Actually, no, I ended up starting with Becky with the good hair. So I had Becky to practice with, and then I got Nala to practice with. And I ended up just bringing Nala to school and using her every day to practice. And other girls in the class saw, me with Nala, and they went out and bought one that was similar, stuff like that. So because of that, because I was buying my own supplies, y'all, the administrator just did not like me. I don't know why. I don't even know why. I will get to that in a second. Hold on. Let me continue talking about the lack of supplies. We didn't even have paper towel. We even had to buy and supply our own paper towel. When I first started, the first 2 weeks, we had paper towels. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, we have everything we need. Like, I was like so hyped, so excited to get this career going. Child, we ain't have a damn thing, not even paper towels. So I ended up going into the bathroom because I'm like, I'm paying too much money for this school. I'm not about to also buy a roll of paper towel and lug that back and forth with me. No, I'm not doing that. So I ended up going in the bathroom, stealing like 1 or 2 squares of paper towel out the bathroom and then using that. You know what the administrator bought for us to use? I don't even think she bought this. I think she just got it from like a restaurant. You know those paper towels? I gotta laugh, y'all. You know the paper towels that you get from like McDonald's, or like if you go eat, you get those little square napkins. Tell me why. We didn't have paper towels, but we had a stack of those where the paper towels used to be. Yo, I tried. I tried to use that paper towel. I said, oh, hell nah. Y'all about to mess up my brush. I said, if I can't wipe my brush off, acrylic is going to be stuck in my brush. We sure as hell don't got acetone to clean my brush. So I said, So that day, that's when I decided to go in the bathroom and start taking paper towels out of the bathroom. Because I said, this is just an abomination. This is ridiculous. I cannot deal. So we didn't have supplies. Everything was for show. It was a big joke. So I ended up, and me and some of the other girls too, we ended up like just bringing everything. Like we had no choice. So we ended up bringing everything, right? If there was a client that came in, now listen to this, y'all. Listen to this. If there was a client that came in to get their nails done, they had to pay, right? So you get a client in, they're paying. They're paying the school for a full set of nails. They're paying the school. It's my supplies that I had to purchase with my own money, down to the paper towel, down to the drill bits, the nail tips. All of this is purchased with my money. But when people came in to get their nails done, they had to pay to the school. I don't understand why they had to pay the total amount only to the school. I felt like it should have been half and half. If they're paying all the money to the school, well, then the school needs to supply all the supplies. Like, I shouldn't have to come out my pocket with anything. Like, we were losing money being in school. We were losing money being in school, y'all. This was totally, like, the most ratchet experience of my life. Okay, and I've had some ratchet moments. Okay, like, I've grown up very poor. I grew up in the projects. Like, I have ratchet moments, but this school is like at the top of the list. Okay. So people came in, they had to pay the school. Everybody, like all the nail girls, were like fussing about it, because here you are spending 2 hours on some set of nails with all the supplies that you had to furnish yourself, and you get nothing, unless of course they decided to tip you, and in which case you got to keep the tip. So that was good. All right, what else? Okay, so back to when I was talking about me buying my practice hand. I was not buying my practice hand to stunt on nobody. I wasn't trying to do anything but literally practice. And part of the reason I bought Nala was for YouTube as well, because I was doing YouTube at the time, and I just wanted my nails to look good in my videos. Like, I wasn't, like, I don't even know. This lady just, I don't know. She thought, because I'm a doctor, I do have a doctorate degree, right? She thought that I thought I was better than her or everybody or whatever. I don't know the mindset that she had, but that's how she kind of acted towards me. Like, oh, she thinks she all that. Really, I don't, guys. Really, I don't. You know, I don't. And the only reason why she knew that I had a doctorate degree, because I don't really tell people that. The only reason why she knew, honestly, she only knew because I had to bring all my transcripts in. For some reason, even though this was like a cash school and stuff like that, they still needed all my transcripts. So she needed high school, college, all of that. So when I brought her my transcripts, like, that's how she knew, that's how she saw it. But other than that, she wouldn't have known. So it's not like I was like waving a flag coming in with my stethoscope around my neck, and like I wasn't like doing the most. So I just felt like she was intimidated by me. So at first I thought it was just me that she was like that with, but literally, y'all, she was like that with everybody. Like, one time we were all outside in the break area, whatever, and just talking about like, why is she like that? So then I realized it wasn't me. But anyway, this is what she did one time, y'all. She would always, like, I'll be there doing my nails, just doing my own little thing. Me and Nala be in our own little world in the corner. Like, I ain't talking to nobody. We just over there. I ain't messing with nobody. We just over there just doing our thing, right? And she would always come over there, what you doing? And I'm like, my nails, practicing my nail art. And she's like, well, you know, when I was in school, I used to do this. I used to do this. She used to always tell me these stories of when she was in school. No, she can't do nothing. She can't do nails. She can't do hair. She can't do makeup. She literally cannot do nothing. So I don't know when she went to school. She must have went to school and stopped practicing forever. Like, I don't know. Like, she literally, like, anytime someone asked her for help, she couldn't help them. So don't sit here and tell me about when you went to school, you did it this way, that way, this way. If when someone asks you for help, you cannot help them, because that information is really irrelevant to me right now. So could you please just step away from my nail table? Like, just go that way. So whenever she's talking to me, telling me about her school days, blah, 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 I don't really be paying her no mind, because I don't want to encourage this type of behavior. I don't want to encourage her telling me these stories, because I don't want to seem like I'm really interested. And I'm not, because she's just so shady. She's rude. She's nasty. I hear her talk about some of the students when they're not there, and I just don't get down like that. So she turned me all the way off. I don't want nothing to do with her. So she just sitting there talking. And I'm still working on Nala. It's just me and Nala's world. Like, listen, honey, go over that way. Talk to somebody else. So now she's over to somebody else, right? Somebody asked her for help. How could you do this? She don't know. She giving this person all kind of wrong information. And I'm like, what is she saying? Like, I don't even remember the details of the conversation. I just know the person had asked her something very specific, and whenever she answered, it was 100% wrong. 100% wrong. I just remember it was wrong. So I turned around and I looked at the girl and I just gave her a look like, you know, like, girl, don't do that. I didn't say nothing. I just looked like, oh my God. So I didn't say nothing because I didn't want her to further be intimidated or offended by me, because but what she was saying was not right. So when she ended up leaving, I just told the girl, I was like, you know what, I read something like that in the book. You could look at page such and such and you'll get the answer there. I can't remember exactly what it was about, but I know that I told the girl, here, you can find it in the book at such and such page. Now, mind you, if she was studying and not cheating, she would have knew what page to find it on. I'm just saying, just throwing that out there too. So anyway, the administrator comes back out like later, or maybe this was the next day, and she's talking to somebody next to me, and she's just talking, and them two are having a good conversation. They're talking. It has nothing to do with me. They are talking. Tell me why she turned around and look at me and say, because I know Nikki doesn't know that I could do nails. I know Nikki thinks that I can't do anything. Who told you what Nikki think? First of all, who told you that? Because I never said that. I never said that to nobody but now. Now I'm saying it. It's been a whole year since I graduated. Come check me if you want to check me. But yeah, who told you that I said that? Number one. Number two, why are you telling somebody else what I think? This is a conversation between you and her. So I turned around. I said, what are you talking about? And she was like, yeah, I know Nikki thinks that such and such. So I was like, what you talking about? And she ain't saying nothing. So she never responded to me. So since she never responded to me, I just turned back around and just was doing what I was doing. But I was so perplexed. Like, what are you talking about? Nikki don't think. Who cares what Nikki thinks? This is your school. You the administrator. Who cares what I think? You have a whole cosmetology degree. Whether you know what you're doing or you know how to do whatever or not, you got a whole degree. Like, I am trying to work on my little old nail certificate over here. Like, so anyway, it was always like that, right? So I just, at this point, I just wanted to be done with school. I just want to get out of school. I just want to be done. So I would come on my lunch break. So a lot of times I would have a lunch break that was either 1 hour to 3 hours long, just depending on how my clients, you know, my patients were set up. So if I had a good amount of a lunch break that day, I would go to school on my lunch break. And in my lunch break, I would eat. So I'd be outside eating. I would log in, you know, clock in or whatever, that I was there. And I would sit outside and I would eat my lunch and I would read. I would just read for my entire lunch break, clock out, go back to work. That's what I would do. That was fine. I didn't see nothing wrong with that. The teacher didn't see nothing wrong with that. The administrator, why she had a problem with that? Why was that a problem? All of a sudden, it was a new rule. You had to read at home. You couldn't come to school to read. Well, what? You can't come to school to read? Yes, that's what she said. You cannot come to school to read. You have to read at home. You come to school to practice. Okay. So I said, all right, so this is what I'm going to do. I came to school with like enough stuff to just do like the bare minimum. Because at this point, if I can't read to study, to take a test, and you want me to sit here and practice, meanwhile, I practice all the time. So it's not even like I didn't want to practice. I wanted to practice. But keep in mind, I'm on my lunch break. So it's not like I have all the time in the world to sit here and do a whole full set. So I would just grab like the little clips or whatever and like one nail, and I would just really just do like one nail my entire lunch break, maybe even two, just to like say that I'm doing something, just to look like I'm practicing at this point. Or if somebody needed like a soak off or something like that, I would do that. Or if somebody just wanted a nail polish real quick, something quick and simple that I could do on my lunch break and then go back to work. But honestly, y'all, the rules changed daily depending on if she liked you or if she didn't like you. If she didn't like you, if you were doing something like reading, the next day the rule will be you can't read. Honestly. Like, that's one of the things me and China was sitting here talking about, like how the rules changed every day. Like, man, it's just so many examples of favoritism in that school that it just didn't make sense. Like, I'd be here all day giving you example after example, but we ain't got that type of time, and I don't want that kind of negativity in my life. But yeah, so the rules change depending on if she liked you or not. We didn't have any supplies. Also, here's another thing that ticked me off. The hours would change depending on what the teachers had going on. So now keep in mind, I get off work at 6. I was told the school stays open till 8. So every day that I got off at 6, I was guaranteed 2 hours in school, right? Tell me why, if the teachers had something to do, they wanted to catch a sale before the store closed, they would close the school at like 6:30, 7 o'clock. Excuse me? I done left work a little early to get here right at 6 so that I could get these 2 hours so that I'm not in school for 2 years, and y'all gonna close the school a whole hour and a half early. What? So, oh my gosh, that just really irked me. That right there. And I liked the teachers. I didn't have a problem with the teachers when it came to me. Now, whatever other people had issues with them, that's between them. I liked the teachers, but I did not like that, because I'm just getting off work. I'm here to do it. I'm showing up. I'm trying to do what I got to do. Y'all gonna close the school a whole hour and a half early? Like, I did not appreciate that. Child, it was issue after issue. And I really do like my teacher. Like, I want to say that one more time. Like, she is super cool, super talented. Like, I aspire to be at her level of skill at some point in my life. I really do. Actually, I still talk to her on Instagram every now and then. So absolutely, I love her to death as a person. But when we were in school, like, she could not teach us anything. And I'm not putting that on her as a teacher, but she couldn't teach us anything because we all came and went as we pleased. Everybody clocked in and clocked out whenever they wanted to. It was no set time for nothing. So it was hard for her to say, okay, guys, today we're going to do XYZ, because you would have half the people coming in during the middle of her lesson and the other half of the people walking out, because literally you came and left as you wanted. So I don't know if it's still like that today as I speak, but when I went, that's exactly how it was. So it was hard for her to teach anything. So I honestly, did I learn anything in school? No. Let me think real hard for a second, because I don't want to lie. I don't think I learned anything in school. Nothing. Nada. Zip. Zilch. Nothing. Nothing. I ain't learned nothing. Everything that I learned, I went to school, but honestly, I'm self-taught, because I taught myself everything on YouTube and through practice. That's the thing. If you're into something, if you like something, like, you're not going to wait for someone to teach you. You're not going to wait for somebody to show you. You're going to do it. You're going to take some initiative. You're going to take that motivation and you're just going to do it. And that's what I did. So I was self-taught. I went to school for the sole purpose of becoming legal, to get my certificate. And I thought I was going to learn something. I went in hopes of learning something. And honestly, since graduating till now, I definitely see an improvement in my skills, an improvement in how long the nails are lasting. But I don't give any credit to the school for that. I give credit to YouTube University. 100%, that's who gets the credit for me progressing in nails, okay? Because and the frustrating thing is, you go to school, you want to learn and you want to soak things up, but my instructor, she was an acrylic instructor, so she did acrylics. Like, she just loved acrylics. She was super, super good at it, but she didn't know anything about polygel, and I understand, because polygel is new, so I get that. Like, okay, that's fair. But she really didn't know how to do gels either. And I get that. Like, if that's not your thing, then that's just not your thing. So, not talking shit at all. Like I said, she was awesome at what she did, and I hope that I could be like her one day. But yeah, we didn't learn anything but acrylic. So if you didn't take the initiative to practice gels on your own or practice polygel on your own, well, you just ain't gonna learn how to do it. You just ain't gonna get it. So that was kind of frustrating too, because I went to school hoping to come out knowing how to do acrylic, knowing how to do gels, knowing how to do polygels, knowing how to do fiberglass, knowing how to do dips. Like, no. None of that happened. So basically, in a nutshell, this is how school went. Because remember, everybody was on a different chapter. Everybody was on a different skill level. Like, nobody was on the same skill level. Everybody came and went as they wanted to. It was like total chaos. So basically, how school went for me is I would read something in the book and I would practice it. And I would try to do it, right? If I knew how to do it, if it worked out, then great. If I got stuck on something, then I would ask my teacher, how, what, when, where, all that kind of stuff. And she would help me if she can. If she couldn't help me or she didn't know, she will find something on YouTube. Yes, y'all. YouTube. She would find something on YouTube and put it up on the TV, and we would literally just watch YouTube in school. Like, that's how we would learn. So YouTube University, y'all. YouTube University. That's how we would learn. Like, if she didn't know how to do something, she would just find a channel. And she had her favorite channels that, you know, she would have us watch. And we would just watch it and practice from there. Pretty much just like how I do at home. That's how I was doing at school. So yes, I ended up getting a certificate and a license, and I graduated. And that's a whole nother story, a whole nother can of worms. I will tell you guys that later. I meant to tell you guys the drama with my license, and I totally forgot. I told you guys I was going to give you that story time, the drama with my license, and I forgot. So I will probably tell y'all that story next, because that's a whole nother can of worms. Wait a minute now, crew. Wait a minute. I did learn something in school. I learned 2 things in school. I'm so glad I just sat here and thought about it, because I just wanted to be as honest as I can. And I did learn 2 things while in school. The first thing I learned, shout out to my teacher, thank you, was a 3D flower nail art. She showed me how to do that. She even let me record it, and it's in one of my school vlogs. If you guys gonna want to go watch it, you can. I'll leave a link to all my school vlogs in the description box. But anyway, yeah, so she taught me how to do that. Shout out to you, thank you. And she also taught me how to do a reverse French line, a reverse smile line for the French. I did not know how to do that. And in fact, every time I would try to do French, I would only do like the white first. You know, you would put the white and like carve out the smile. But she showed me how to do a reverse French, and that changed the game for me, because a reverse French is like 100 times easier than the regular French. So those are the 2 things that I learned in school: how to do a 3D flower and how to do a reverse French. So shout out to you. I'm not going to say her name. I'm not going to say my instructor's name, but shout out to you. Thank you for teaching me those 2 skills. Other than that, YouTube University for the win. All right, now, crew, that's a wrap. Thanks for listening to me rant about school. I was going in. I was holding on to that story since last year. I wanted to share that story so bad, but at the same time, it's full of negativity, and I just don't want this channel to be full of negativity. I don't like them vibes. I don't like that energy. So I just been holding on to it. But since I was doing China's nails, me and China was talking about it, it just brought up old feelings again. And I was just like, screw it. I'm about to tell a story. So the next school story time, the next time I tell a story about school, it'll be about the drama with me getting my license. And you guys will know for a fact this administrator did not like me. You guys will know for a fact when I tell that story. So until then,